Welcome to Zen Beautiful, a quiet space to reconnect with your creativity, your calm, and your inner artist. I'm Lucy, watercolor artist and creator of Zen Beautiful Art YouTube channel. And in today's episode, we are talking about something simple but often quietly overwhelming: the blank page. That untouched sheet of watercolor paper, the clean canvas, the fresh start that can feel a little too fresh. If you ever felt stuck before you even began, today's episode is here to gently walk you through that. Let's start with a question. When was the last time you sat down to paint and then just stared at the page? No sketch, no color, just stillness. Sometimes you call that procrastination, but I think deep down it's something softer, something we don't always name: fear. And you're not alone in it. The fear of starting is incredibly common for beginners and experienced artists alike. So when does this fear come from? On the surface, it seems small, but it runs deep. Maybe we are afraid we will mess up. Maybe we are worried that what we create won't be good enough. Or maybe we just don't know what to paint, and that not knowing feels heavy. But often the real fear is this: what if this page proves I'm not good at this? That's a big burden from the blank sheet of paper to carry. Many of us hold quiet, invisible expectations to make something beautiful, to make it worth the time, to make it shareable. We forget a painting doesn't need to be perfect plan. It doesn't need an audience. It only needs you, present, curious, willing. And art doesn't begin with pressure. It begins with permission. Permission to make something weird, or simple, or incomplete. Permission to just see what happens. I want to share something that happened a few months ago. It was a Sunday afternoon. I had some quiet time to paint. I made tea, I cleaned off my desk, lit a candle. Everything was calm, and still I froze. The paper in front of me was untouched, and for some reason I couldn't put brush to paper. I kept thinking, this should be good. It has to be a real painting. That pressure started building, and suddenly I didn't want to paint at all. But then I remembered something I used to do in moments like this. I sprayed my paper lightly with water, just misted it, watching the light catch those tiny beads on the surface. No expectations, just curiosity. Then I touched the tip of my brush into pinkish red and let it bleed into wet paper. And just like that, the magic started. I didn't know what I was painting. I didn't plan it. But a loose floral sketch emerged, a petal by petal. And you know what? It calmed me. Not because it turned out perfectly, but because it reminded me that starting is the hardest part. And once I did, it felt like coming home. If you have been staring at your sketchbook lately, here is something you can try. Gently wet your page, don't sketch anything, don't plan, just water. Then pick a single color, maybe your favorite. Let it touch the water, let it move, let it do its thing. You don't have to call it a painting. You are just exploring. This is something I come back to when I feel stuck, and it always works. It wasn't about results. It's about movement, because the moment you make any mark, the page is no longer blank, and the pressure, it starts to melt away. I'd love to invite you to reflect on this. What's one small way you could begin today without pressure? Maybe it's a single wash. Maybe it's tapping your paper down and working away. Maybe it's just opening your sketchbook again. You don't need to feel ready. You only need to be willing. If this resonates with you, I'd love to hear your story. Message me on Instagram or leave a comment on my YouTube channel, Zen Beautiful Art. We are all facing blank pages in different ways, and you never know who your story might inspire. Thank you so much for spending this gentle time with me. If you found today's episode helpful, calming, or comforting, please consider sharing it with someone who might need it too. Or leave a quiet review to help others find this space. You can also join me on YouTube for more peaceful painting videos, soft tutorials, and mindful watercolor moments. Until next time, take a deep breath. And remember, you are already an artist, and every blank page is a chance to begin again.